In North London, a man wanted for blackmail is trying to get away from police using a transit van as a battering ram.
We're still behind the vehicle.
Anyone who gets in his way is at risk, and the police cars behind can't stop him. But help is at hand. 1,000 feet above the van is a police helicopter.
We're overhead down Linky.
The desperate man is now caught on its camera, and the helicopter crew will take charge of the pursuit.
MP, wrong side of roundabout. Total disregard for other road users.
The man's also a disqualified driver.
Now on the pavement, forcing his way through.
And the penalty for blackmail is up to 14 years in prison.
Currently a stop, completely bulked.
The van weighs nearly 2 tons. Enough to make the difference and avoid arrest.
Stand by, MP, he's completely bulked. Got officers approaching the vehicle now. Forcing his way through traffic.
By his manner of driving, it was obvious that he didn't want to get caught.
Tango 3, if you could just back up slightly.
Tonight, how the Sky Cops deal with desperate criminals.
Received MP, it's eastbound Kensington High Street at the moment.
The rookies get their chance to shine. As they chase criminals prepared to risk life and limb to get away.
Go for lightning.
Looks like he's down, he's injured.
120 mile an hour.
Drivers who are beyond the limit.
He's now lost it. It's crashed, MP. It's crashed.
And London gets a new helicopter, enabling its Sky Cops to get even closer.
You think you're invisible, but not to us.
That window was not open at first.
Once we're overhead, they're not going to get away.
Forcing traffic into the curbside, overtaking whilst
In
oncoming
Enfield,
traffic.
North London, police officers are still pursuing the driver using a transit van as a getaway vehicle. Top speed, 70 miles an hour.
Bend, almost a collision with an oncoming vehicle.
Above him, London's Sky Cops continue to follow and watch. Their top speed, 140 miles an hour.
Approaching major junctions, heavy traffic, wrong side of the road.
He wasn't going to stop. He was intent on getting away. There was something amiss. He'd obviously done something he didn't want to get caught for.
The van driver doesn't know a helicopter is above him, and the Sky Cops don't know what the desperate man is wanted for. But they are beginning to realise that they are now involved in a chase which cannot be ended in the usual way.
We can have 2 units only, please, engaged in this.
When we call off the ground units, we still want them to shadow the chase, but we don't want them actually in a pursuit mode.
All other units pull back, from 9-9.
If we've got police cars chasing, that's going to cause the driver to drive faster and more dangerously, more recklessly, putting the public in more danger.
The driver has more than one trick up his sleeve.
It's across the grass, stand by for options, 4 possible options.
As the Sky Cops continue to record the trail of destruction.
It's a collision, no big.
Another crash.
Immediately behind.
A car bumper is ripped clean off.
There are no IRBs in this follow. And the bandit is slowed by oncoming traffic. Forcing his way through another collision, taking the door mirror off a silver vehicle.
The chase has now been going on for half an hour, and there's no sign of the fugitive tiring or looking to stop.
Coming up to a major junction, a red ATS forcing his way through on the offside of the road. It's now the wrong way down the carriageway towards the A10 junction.
It was just driving like a complete lunatic, no regard to any other road users, either on and off the road. He was on pavements, and he just quite plainly was not going to stop until he either ran out of fuel or crashed or whatever.
Very, very heavy traffic. Red ATS, still wrong side of the road. Stand by. It's now a left, A10.
The Sky Cops' tactic of chasing police cars to back off and wait till their runaways give up or run out of fuel isn't working today. The helicopter is starting to run low.
MP from 99, we're getting low on fuel, approximately 10 minutes fuel left. We're now approaching the
We're talking to the pilot all the time. He's giving us updates on the amount of fuel we've got left.
Approaching a roundabout, MP, wrong side of the road.
There's always the occasion that the good jobs come out towards the end of your fuel load and you have to break off, otherwise we fall out the sky.
Red ATS ahead, stand by. Wrong side of the road, MP. Coming up
The situation is critical, but there's no sign the pace is slowing.
and it's back to his own side of the road, continuing southbound.
If the Sky Cops have to pull off to refuel, this desperate driver stands a good chance of getting away.
Green ATS, stand by. It looks as if it's going to be a right into Bullsmore, force his way across traffic.
But at last there's a change. The van appears to be slowing.
Go on for roasting.
Bulked at the moment by reasonably heavy traffic. Target has slowed and it's now a right. Stand by for road name. It's a dead end. This road is a dead end. Stand by, MP. Looks like the driver's out. Yeah, this is a decamp, MP. Stand by, MP.
The driver is now on foot, but inside a garage. All the Sky Cops can do is hope the officers on the ground are close enough.
I don't know whether he was getting his tyres changed or what. He'd had enough, but it was really just try and get away any way he possibly could.
There's sufficient units on scene. It may be one in custody.
The guys on the ground were there with the dog as well, and he was detained quite quickly.
Right, we're having you, mate. Yeah, and the one in the night.
Just in time. The Sky Cops must return to base.
I just received, we're going to go. We're practically on vapour at the moment.
London's police helicopter carries the call sign India 99. Home is 5 minutes flying time from the centre of London, Lippets Hill in Essex.
Now set for landing.
Right on the edge of Epping Forest, it's a historic site from a bygone era. A former prisoner of war camp for Italians dating back to the 1940s. And today is the end of another era. This police helicopter has just flown its final mission.
Good stuff, boys. Yeah, nice one.
After 10 years of service with the Metropolitan Police, the fleet of 3 helicopters is to be sold off. For the pilots, it's not a moment too soon.
Our right-hand generator won't come online. There's a heap of junk in this aircraft.
Because of their age and they'd had various modifications and they hadn't all had the same modifications, they did have their own quirks. And one of them in particular was a rattling machine. The engineers are very capable of fixing the machines, but they can only do so much.
Well, it works. Can't do it. That's shut down.
They were coming to the end of their life. We'd had them 10 years. They've all got over 10,000 flying hours on them, and they were starting to feel it.
Was it Victor Meldrew? I don't believe it.
You might be expected to have a bit of nostalgia about a machine that you've flown for a few years and a few thousand hours, but I must admit, I'm not sad to see them go.
It's out with the old, and in with the new. A £5 million purpose-built crime-fighting machine. They're bigger, faster, can fly for much longer, and feature the very latest in anti-crime technology, both inside and out.
Oh, it's a lovely machine. It's like having your Mondeo taken away and being given a Ferrari as a company car.
They are unique machines, capable of carrying teams of firearm officers or special forces for rapid deployment anywhere in London. Sergeant Richard Brandon has spent the last 2 years planning and overseeing the construction of the new helicopters. For the first time, a police officer has been allowed to use his crime-fighting skills to decide on what equipment the helicopter has on board.
Technologically, this is a massive development from the Squirrel aircraft. At a very base level, it's a huge space, so it's a very versatile airframe. One of the biggest innovations is this quad screen. And the screen's a touch screen technology, so it allows me to bring any one of those 4 images up for a full screen view. And when I'm finished looking at that, go back to my quad screen display, and it allows me quite clearly to see the detail that I need to see, but as well as that, to get a situational overview. This is certainly one of the most advanced, if not the most advanced police helicopter flying today.
At the Sky Cops base, it's one of the biggest days in the air support unit's history. The formal unveiling of the new fleet.
Today's the official handover of the 3 new aircraft to the Metropolitan Police Air Support Unit. It's obviously a great pleasure to be operating a brand new aircraft, state-of-the-art machine. It's very exciting, just like big boys' toys. Very nice aircraft to operate.
All the top brass are here, including the boss. They are seeing for the first time what £15 million can buy.
You've got capacity in the back there to carry 6 people safely.
Let's have a look.
It makes a massive difference.
Gosh, that makes a huge difference.
For me, today is a very proud day. I'm, genuinely pleased to see the aircraft come into service. Genuinely happy that everybody that's flown in them likes them. We've got to deliver now. We've said we could do it. Now we've got to prove we can.
Mean every single one of this unit's 28 police air observers and civilian pilots must be retrained.
Okay, do a proactive test now, so if you stand by, I'll just get some details.
Sergeant Brandon must teach them all how to master a new bag of tricks and bring his baby to life.
We're looking at basically the Ulster town centre area around the one-way system.
But while Sergeant Brandon trains, criminals are trying to take advantage. In East London, the police are after a burglar who's trying to escape in a black Volkswagen, stolen from a house that the man robbed last night.
Kilo Golf 1-2, Priscilla lost the stolen vehicle. Any unit assistant?
He is driving so dangerously that a helicopter is urgently needed. The chase is taking place less than a minute from the Sky Cops base, and a second helicopter is already being scrambled.
He's just saying southbound, he's just driven on the wrong side of the road in front of the police station.
There he is. Past the junction now, good.
The shoot that's going on at the moment, just to let you know, he's hit 2 vehicles here, one of them's completely undrivable.
No time now to learn any new tricks. This calls for experience, and Rear Observer PC Norman has plenty of that. He's been a Sky Cop for 8 years.
Yeah, ground units from midnight on, we are overhead downlinking.
Downlinking means the helicopter's pictures are being beamed into New Scotland Yard.
The suspect clearly didn't want to be stopped, and the manner of their driving was extremely dangerous. They spent some time on the central reservation in trying to evade the police in the hope that the pursuing vehicles on the ground won't be able to follow.
The vehicle is now westbound on the A124 Ridge Road.
Vehicle's out the wrong way on the A13, wrong way A13.
By driving on the wrong side of the road, the car thief has made sure the police cars can't follow him.
When the vehicle decided to go the wrong way up the A13, obviously I had to make a decision as to whether it's appropriate or not for vehicles to follow him.
No police vehicles in pursuit at this stage.
This chase has now become so fast and so furious that PC Norman has no choice. Everyone is going to have to back off.
So, ground vehicles disengage, India 999 at this stage, you'll go.
I wouldn't say it was an easy decision, but it can become cut and dry when you look at certain situations and you think this could really cause serious harm to a member of the public if we allow it to continue. It's driving very erratically and very dangerously, really.
Just coming up at the outskirts. He's going to end up killing someone. I don't want to be here. Difficult to watch this, actually. Yeah.
The stolen car came within inches of hitting not one, but 2 other cars.
MP, the vehicle is junction now, Longbridge Road with Foreshore Avenue, the roundabout.
The Volkswagen isn't going as fast as it could. Its front tyres are shot.
That tyre's gone.
Damaged when the thief drove off-road. But he isn't showing any signs of stopping.
Both front wheels have gone. He's doing well.
So too is India 99, thanks to her pilot, a former military helicopter combat flyer who's just become a Sky Cop.
I'm coming through, just have a look.
His job is to keep the stolen car in sight without letting the driver know he's being followed from above.
You have to utilise all your flying skills to position the aircraft, keep up with the pursuit, and listen to what's happening between the police and the observers. And a lot of experience from the military comes forward into that. It's akin to a combat situation in a way sometimes.
And it's straight over southbound.
And this battle is getting harder by the second.
Exit, which is the A13 towards London.
The vehicle was moving towards London, more importantly moving towards City Airport. So it was quite important that the observers liaised with the pilot, and the pilot in turn liaised with air traffic control to ensure that there weren't any air traffic issues which would get in the way of the pursuit.
The wrong side of the road, no traffic immediately towards as we speak.
Around 300 flights land and take off from City Airport every day. If India 99 gets in the way, there'll not only be danger, but also massive disruption.
So you've got to not only watch what the aircraft is doing, you've got to listen to air traffic and maintain a situational awareness so that you don't start endangering other people, such as airliners and stuff.
Now northbound, which is across the Connaught Bridge towards City Airport.
As the desperate driver continues to take chances, the Sky Cops are at last managing to get police cars into position to try and stop him.
He's across the road now. He's back onto the right side of the road, westbound, and this time he is the correct side of the road.
The plan is to box him in, as his disintegrating tyres force him to slow down.
Yeah, P from India 99. Vehicle is now westbound Woolwich Road. There's ground units for saying it looks like the tyre's out, and there are units now behind in case there is a decamp over.
It'll be a hard right turn if you decamped.
Probably because they realised they were becoming hemmed in, they started to slow down. But there were a large number of police vehicles behind them.
Yeah, that's good. Nice positioning.
It's gonna be a decamp.
Remember, Chris, you're going to go with...
It's now clear that the two men in the car want out, at any cost.
We weren't initially that sure why they were slowing down. However, it then became apparent that they were looking for somewhere to run from the vehicle.
Remember, Chris, you're going to go with the driver, yeah?
Yeah.
Any occupants, MP?
I'm not sure if they planned for where they ended up stopping, because when they got out of the vehicle and they didn't have many places to go, so they ran to a wall, which unfortunately from their point of view, when they looked over the top of it, they'd have seen there was about a 40-foot drop. It looked from where we were as if they were prepared to take the risk of jumping, which in my view would have probably put their lives at risk. However, fortunately for them, the police officers that were pursuing managed to stop them from doing that, and it probably saved their lives. The suspects were detained and taken away.
Every day, London Sky Cops get 100 requests for help. The control tower at the base is their nerve centre.
LOS Support Unit.
Calling the shots today is Cara Bond.
My role here basically is to go through all the incoming calls, sift any requests, and decide whether they're suitable for us to attend to, and then dispatch the aircraft to the job if necessary, whether they're on the ground or in the air.
While it's business as usual for most of the duty aircrew, it's a day of reckoning for 12 visitors.
So once I've called your number, if you just come stand here by the green wall, I'll just take a quick picture of you. Miller.
Each is a serving police officer, desperate to fill one of the 2 vacancies in the Sky Cops team.
This week is the final phase, if you like. We're down to the last 12 contenders. We've got 2 posts available, but if all 12 don't make the standard, then nobody will be selected.
Brandon.
It's something I've always wanted to do since I've joined. A bit of a childhood dream as well.
When I joined the job over 10 years ago, this is where I sought to be, and this is my opportunity.
If you come across well and you're yourself, then hopefully they'll decide whether you're any good for the job or not. This is actually horrible.
And it's going to get worse. All these wannabe Sky Cops are going to be tested to the limit.
We're looking for people who have some understanding of what the police expect on the ground from the aircraft.
but also we're expecting them to be able to work in that unique environment, be able to work as a member of a small team, be able to listen to several conversations at a time, be able to manage technology. So that's part of the individual that we're looking for.
London Sky Cops have 3 helicopters. Each aircraft has a crew of 3, a pilot and 2 police observers.
We're complete now. We're going to leave the area to the northwest.
Many of their tasks aren't linked to crime. Today they're off to watch the beautiful game. Tottenham are playing Arsenal at home, and there could be trouble.
Depot Bronze 1, I'm just going to wander around.
Okay, if you reach up with your left hand, Phil, if you reach down with your left hand.
Meanwhile, deep in Epping Forest, the wannabe Sky Cops are facing their worst nightmare, the assault course.
You are over your time.
Now you start to see the natural sort of people coming out, they were talking, people are starting to come out of their shell a little bit.
Every one of the 12 contenders must literally reach for the sky.
Remember, don't touch the rope. This is not fun.
And undergo a leap of faith.
3, 2, 1, go!
We're looking to move into winching and operations like that, which do involve moving around the aircraft. And this will test that. It does test your levels of fitness and confidence as well with heights.
Well done.
Well done.
I think we all volunteered for this. It's mad.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
You are under a lot of pressure to get it right all the time. So as the week went on and the pressure built, someone who was maybe trying to be someone they're not, the pressure would get to them.
Remember what we said about all for one and everyone goes, yeah, I blow that guy, it's every man for himself.
They're trying to get on and show that they're members of a team, that they can play the team thing, and yet deep down they know that they're in competition with their peers.
Come on, keep going.
The candidate that goes forward should be the most suitable for the job, so I can understand why it is quite as strenuous and as long as it is.
To do well today and for me to do well for the rest of the week means everything.
Come on, go away.
The wings would be a huge personal achievement for me.
More on it.
All the way up there, then.
Yes, if all those students are this evening, one
blocked up both directions.
In Tottenham, the soccer fans aren't kicking off yet, but in 9-9 there's another game afoot.
I was watching the rugby last night in the pub, and that is good. The difference between them and football is just unbelievable, isn't it? Just overpaid. No, it's not. Of course they're overpaid. No, they're not.
Back at Lippets Hill, the 12 coppers are still trying to impress.
Sal's just waiting for him to liven it up a bit. Open up the door and
I think even at this stage, 3 or 4 of the individuals are just a little bit more noticeable because of the way they're presenting themselves at the moment.
That's always me. We all want the job really badly. We all seem to get on, but you can't help but look at each other as competition.
It's definitely a competitive environment this week. There's 12 of us here. I think we've all got to try and be number one.
The worst bit for me, I think,
PC Dalton is a fully fledged Sky Cop. Just this time last year, he too was in the same boat as these applicants.
Funny to see them all here. It seems like only yesterday that I was doing it myself, and they're going to be quite stressed out. But I think that's part of the test in itself. Some people thrive on pressure. Other people, it starts to show. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on.
You're going to be looking aircraft eye view of a pursuit. So when you look down and you see a car go that way, it's going that way across the screen, but it's doing a left, so try and keep your spatial awareness up. And what I'd like you to do with your markers is just trace the route that you think the car is taking on the bit of paper with your highlighter pen.
All video material recorded by the Sky Cops is potential evidence, and every air observer must be able to keep the camera locked on and fully focused, even when the helicopter is going in a different direction.
Got him. Yeah, we're recording.
You can get a bit tunnel vision. You tend to be more that way when you start using it because you're so intent on the controls and the screen, and you tend to get drawn in. But one of the side effects of that is that you start to get a little bit of motion sickness. But once you get handy with the way it works, you can then run it, and so it's working for you rather than the other way around. If you lose it, don't wig out, because that's the point where the whole world starts spinning and everything goes, oh, I've lost it, oh, look, and you know, because it happens for real. The idea of this is to see if you can cope with it. Now, on page 122...
It was very difficult. If you lose direction within just a few seconds, you find yourself going entirely the wrong direction, and I just kind of lost it at one point.
PC Dalton no longer loses it, but he's only been a fully qualified Sky Cop for 12 weeks. He's still a rookie.
India 99, I'm assuming India Lima. Yeah, chaps, don't forget you've got that drugs warrant to assist with over on Quebec Alpha's ground. Looking to go in about 3:30.
The Met are about to raid a suspected drug dealer's house.
We've got information received that the occupiers are dealing crack cocaine and heroin. The information also states that they're actually now accepting stolen goods as a form of payment for the drugs. The air support unit are going to be there waiting as well, so if they do slip past you, they're not going to get away from the helicopter.
This is Rookie's Day. Every one of these officers is on their first drugs bust.
Completing an EAB, whatever.
They've just finished their training, and like PC Dalton in India 99, they're learning lessons.
If you slew it now, it should be the block of flats to the right, with that block there. Once they go in, we can go right in.
It's the sort of job that we get involved in quite regularly. The back of the property may be inaccessible by means of gardens or a railway line or a major road or something, which they just don't have the capacity of officers to cover. So that's where the aircraft comes into its own, and we can be on the lookout for anybody that decides to try and do a runner or to dispose of evidence.
Good afternoon to you. Just to let you know, we are nearby.
We're at the RBT outside police station. We'll be leaving in a few minutes.
A few days ago, these officers were in training. This time, it's for real.
Yeah, sit there with the enforcer, because you'll be first out running at the door with it. Well, you'll be running a bit slower. Right, Alia.
1,000 feet over the intended target, the Sky Cops are already waiting.
This is a nice angle, Rich, because obviously we've got the tree there, but...
India 99, we're at the location now. Over.
All received. Moving in now.
India 99 must cover the back, in case the plan goes wrong and the suspects run for it.
Mike!
Police, stay where you are!
Police!
Police, get out!
Police! Police! I'm not kidding! What are you doing? You Mike! Get up! Get up! Move! Mike, get that camera out!
We've got a warrant to come and search your address, okay? So that's what we're going to do now.
Not much further. That's good there, mate. Beautiful.
As 99 hovers, the rookies below are making progress.
Give everybody the rest down there.
It's a bust right out of the textbook, way out.
Tension's really high because you don't know what to expect behind the door. I mean, it could be anything, it could be someone with weapons, or you don't know how many people are in there and how they're going to react. In the classroom, everyone stands still and they do exactly what you tell them to do. But when you get out on the streets, it's a completely different scenario.
Calm down now! No, you're not coming in my house like this!
I appreciate you don't want to see it. I appreciate that's frustrating for you, but we are going to have to search the address, all right?
You do what you want, mate.
So that's what we're going to do now.
Is anyone else in?
And now there's a problem. The rookies need to get a drug dog in to search the place. They can't because there's a cat about.
I haven't seen the cat. A baby on the sofa or something.
The rookies haven't only managed to find the cat, they've also got credit cards that shouldn't be there and an imitation firearm, but no drugs.
All right. These old bank documents with someone else's name as well?
Sorry?
All the documents someone else's name. Did you want to swap and you can take your photographs? We've got exhibits already in the living room. What's the first exhibit going to be? Do you know it?
The first exhibit is going
to be that credit card.
Thank you very much, India 99.
Premises secured, 99 over.
Yes, premises secure. Thank you, India 99.
Outstanding.
RTB. Roger.
Calm down.
The crew of 9-9 are very calm and on their way home.
A success. Nobody came out the back, and the premises was secure. Anybody that was inside was restrained, etc. And that's the ideal scenario.
7 p.m. The night shift is on the case. Duty pilot Captain Watts is a worried man. The weather's turning nasty, and that means difficult flying conditions.
As you get waves of rain and drizzle come through, it's going to, but it is going to be pretty grim down to kind of a few hundred feet and a couple thousand metres.
Julie McEwen commands the control room, and she's found something for 9-9. A lead thief.
Engine 9, Lima.
A man has been seen stealing lead from the roof of an old folks' home in Croydon in South London.
Audio tank 2, excellent.
He's been chased into gardens nearby, but it's so dark he can't be found.
Heading out that in a southwestish, isn't he? So I'm just going to try and cut him off.
This is where the Sky Cops come into their own. It can take cops on the ground 450 hours to search 1 kilometre of gardens, but with their thermal imaging camera, the Sky Cops can do it in just 12 minutes.
And their police officers, yeah.
And when you see it on the thermal imaging camera, you don't realise just how black it is down there. It's impossible to see anything. And the chap also thought he had a nice hiding place.
Oh, that's looking good.
That looks like that might be our man.
It might well be.
Blue line is to the fence.
Yeah, the officer that's with the dog handler, if you go back towards the alleyway, it'll be on your right-hand side where the fence appears to meet. I think it's a gazebo or an outbuilding. The suspect's stuck right against the fence as you look at the dog on your right-hand side.
The dog section have close contact with the air support unit. They come up here and train with us. So a lot of the time, if we've got foot duty units on the ground and a dog handler, we'll normally liaise with the dog handler, and it's also good training for the dog if we do get a suspect.
The dog about to get some training is called Cara, and her handler can't see the lead thief, even though he's only feet away.
I shouted out a warning, asking the chap to come out, give himself up, otherwise a police dog would be deployed to find him. He refused to come out.
The dog's found him.
Yeah, the dog's got the suspect now. We can have units in. Poor chap's losing his trousers.
The dog's going to take him to the nick, I think.
Just going to drag him all the way there.
Have you got any units to assist the dog bag?
The whole area was pitch black and you can't see anything. It's not uncommon in this day and age for them to be armed with a weapon or if not a firearm. It's much better to deploy a police dog so I can enter an area knowing that my dog will find it before it becomes a threat to me.
Dog handler's now talking the suspect out to the fence line. We've got several officers waiting to greet him. One direct. Suda, any more outstanding?
From Zillidale, sir, that's all at this moment in time. Thanks very much for your assistance, Zillidale.
Tonight, like many nights, the Sky Cops spend many hours doing nothing.
We keep ourselves busy, we'll get some dinner, watch a bit of TV, do some paperwork, and after about 4 or 5 hours, and it's getting late at night, then you start to feel kind of weary. So you just got to keep yourself motivated. So yeah, it can be frustrating, but you just got to find things to do. Read a book.
It's 2 in the morning, and there's trouble on the way.
Speed increasing up to 90 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone.
A young woman has stolen a car after a burglary in Essex, and she and her male accomplice are trying to get away from the police who tried to stop her.
We're in the fast lane heading towards Barking, MP.
Indian 99 crew, please, to the aircraft. Thanks.
They're heading into London.
Stand by, right. Okay.
A job for India 99 and the Met Sky Cops.
Check. Still eastbound 813. 822.
99's pursuit commander tonight is PC Ayres, who is surprised by what is racing along the carriageway beneath.
Within sight, 110 mile an hour.
I've not heard of too many pursuits involving female drivers.
120 mile an hour.
DN99, it's DN99, you receiving. Can you give your EPA if you have a...
DN99, we're at the next roundabout, waiting for them to come towards. We were probably there 10 minutes. Identified it, we get established on scene, make sure all the crew are happy, what they're looking at. Then we take up as ground commander.
We're overhead now. There's no change. Still A13, lane 2 of 2.
2 received.
With a maximum speed of 175 miles an hour, the Met's new helicopter will have no problem keeping up with the speeding car.
Kilo 10, that's received for thanks to DN99, keep up the commentary if you have.
The trick is to find a way of getting traffic cops in front of it to slow it down. But tonight, there's no time for that.
Stand by for direction, he's into lane 1, he's now lost it, it's crashed MP, it's crashed MP, it's crashed A13. Stand by for the junction name, vehicle stopped, police units on scene.
You're thinking about, are we going to need other emergency services? Are there going to be injuries in the car?
DN99, crashed, received, ambulance on waiting if you have.
Although they may be potential criminals and have fled from police, you've still got to think about their safety as well.
Amazingly, the driver and her passenger are uninjured, a lucky escape, but not for long.
There are 2 suspects that have been arrested, both the driver and the male passenger. Information units, it's an IC4 female was the driver. She claims to be pregnant, would you believe? No other assistance is required at this stage.
At 110 miles an hour, anything could have happened.
It looks fairly dramatic on film. Fortunately, the Armco, the central reservation, is designed to take an impact. So that would have taken the speed out of the crash.
We're almost done here. We're going to start routing back towards base.
Many thanks to Oscar Juliet 90 for the commentary. Many thanks to India 99.
West London.
Accelerated now 6060 miles per hour.
A man wanted by 3 different police forces is trying to escape from the Metropolitan Police. Also on his tail are the Sky Cops in India 99.
The speed is 7070 towards the road is clear.
The car is stolen and the man in it is a suspected kidnapper.
Okay, there's a hospital there.
That's on the nose with a blue line.
Okay, yeah, I've got it, I'm following it.
That's it? Yeah, you've got it on screen.
It's barely keeping control. They'd lost at least one of the tyres, so it was only a matter of time before it got a lot more serious.
The speed is 7070 miles per hour. The roads are clear. Minor roadworks, going through a green light. Vehicle is still at 70 miles per hour. Which one is it?
Controlling 99's camera is a rookie Sky Cop, PC Boxhall Hunt.
When we arrived and it had been going on for some time and the driving had been getting worse and worse. He had gone up the wrong way round Hammersmith one-way system and had gone head-on with other cars, so it's quite important that we got there.
Which one is it?
In the back seat is a veteran Sky Cop, PC Redhead.
Tango 1, Tango 3, if you could just back up slightly. India 99 to take over the commentary, please, have you ever?
Received MP, it's eastbound Kensington High Street at the moment.
The desperate man is heading into the centre of London. PC Redhead is now in charge of the pursuit and everyone involved in it.
Can we go down a little bit, Chris, if you're happy?
Yep.
At the controls of 99 is another new boy, Captain Daly, a former army pilot.
In a way, it's very akin to tactical flying because it's a very fluid situation. You're having to make very quick decisions. You're having to utilise all your flying skills to position the aircraft, keep up with the pursuit, and listen to what's happening between the police and the observers. So it uses all your skills really, and a lot of experience from the military comes forward into that.
It's going to loosen behind the back of this building. It's going to try and bring him. Yeah, go for it. I can see what you're doing. Yep. It's lost behind the building.
It's now 6 a.m. and the situation on the ground is getting worse. The wanted man is also a disqualified driver and the stolen car is falling to pieces.
It's really heating up at the back there. Right. And it's now wrong side of the roundabout, northbound up the southbound track of Park Lane, and it's off, back towards High Park Corner. It's going to be a decamp, bang to the back of the car. I'm going with the driver. Yeah, decamp.
It's still dark on the streets and the police on the ground can't see the fugitive or where he's heading, but the Sky Cops can.
Oh, that's got to hurt. Down in towards the underpass. Looks like he's down. He's injured. Coming up from. Get back round, Chris.
We could see that it was quite high, 20-30 foot drop on the other side, but he obviously couldn't at night. So he jumped over what he thought was a low fence and then dropped.
Right, units with blues, stop. He's over the barriers on your right, and MP, consider an ambulance. He's lying on the ground at the base of where he dropped down. I don't know if he's hiding or whether he's injured. Yeah, he's definitely not moving. I wouldn't have done that, actually. No. And officers approaching now.
Yes, that's all received. We'll get an ambulance called down for you. 5, please. One detained in cuffs on the floor, over.
Sometimes you do catch your breath and gasp at things that happen. They like to push the limits all the time, and those limits are always changing and increasing.
I think we'll leave it to them, guys. Is it dusk yet? Got time for another follow now. Time for what? Another follow. How about a cup of tea? Can I get a cup of tea? You haven't earned it yet. Hey, that was a good chase, that. I wanted it to go on longer. I was all over it. Good result. Yeah, lots of.
It's the final day of the final week of assessment for the 12 wannabe Sky Cops, and 7 of those are about to be sent home.
We're all full of nerves today. Today's the make or break.
Only 5 will be given the opportunity of a lifetime to continue the assessment with a flight in India 99.
We've done our best. Each of us have done our best, and that's all we can do.
Sergeant Brandon is the unit's chief instructor and the Sky Cop with the veto.
Working environment as we can. The not ready pile I'm happy with, and stands. The contenders and the think-abouts have been a bit of shuffling around.
Yeah, there's a couple that from the start have looked very, very good.
They've looked good throughout the week, haven't they?
Yeah.
So I'm happy with the people we've chosen. I'm happy to put them in a flight test.
The moment of truth.
I remember how I felt, thinking that there was a possibility that I could get through and get onto the unit. But at the same time, I remember how sort of nervous and apprehensive I was at every stage, wondering if this would be the stage that I didn't get through.
Getting this was good, but this is just nerve-wracking now because we just want to know.
I'd rather not.
Well, they've told me that I am through for tomorrow, which is a flight test, so I'm obviously ecstatic.
Yeah, bonus. So I got through. I didn't make it, basically, on this one, but they were quite impressed with my potential.
For the 7 officers rejected, this is as close to a helicopter as they'll ever get.
You've got to be in it to win it, so we encourage people to put themselves through it, and I would like to think that everybody who's gone through this, successful or not, has learned from it or has felt that they've had some sort of achievement, even if the end result is that they've not been lucky enough to get the job.
The driver of the transit van was found guilty of dangerous driving and was later jailed for blackmail. The driver of the stolen Volkswagen got 10 months for dangerous driving and 20 months for burglary. No drugs were found at the flat and no charges were brought against its occupiers. When the woman who claimed to be pregnant was examined by a doctor, she was found not to be pregnant. She was charged with dangerous driving and theft of a motor vehicle. The thief caught by the police dog received a community punishment order. And the driver of the stolen car, who was wanted by 3 different police forces, was sentenced to 9 months.